All right, Eagles fans, what's going down? It's Andre, aka Dre Diesel, coming at you with another video. And today, pretty much the only news we got going on right now, right, is the OTA watch. Seeing how the players are doing out there on OTAs. I know it's just getting started out, and there's not a lot of news yet. But one thing I really want to talk about is positions, certain positions that we really need to take a look at and are going to be watching as the OTAs progress and we get into training camp. And also, we lost a wide receiver. Let's talk about that as well. Welcome to Cali Eagles. Thanks for coming in and meeting me at the door. So, right now, as it stands, we still have a quality wide receiver room, I think. There's a lot of guys that we've got signed or on the roster right now. Um, but unfortunately, the guy that I thought was going to take the wide receiver 3 spot, regardless of, other team tried to get rid of him as fast as they could. I really still thought that the Eagles jumped on him early and had an idea of him coming in and playing in some capacity. I mean, make no mistake, Paris Campbell and Davonte Parker were signed to eventually get the ball in some capacity or another, whether it be wide receiver 3, return game, uh, fill in as backup for outside. Maybe Devonte Parker was just going to be a backup, but that means you're still going to touch the ball if you're the next man up on the outside at the X or Y. Um, but I really did think that Parker was going to be a nice little fit for us, possibly in the slot. Unfortunately, that did not happen because this man spent all of one OTA and took a look at that wide receiver room and said, boop, boop, I'm out after one day. I mean, if it was me, I'd be like, how do I look quitting after just one day of getting together with the team? That's not a good look, man. I don't know what happened with Devonte Parker. It seems kind of abrupt, but I think the biggest thing that probably happened to him is seeing another wave of rookies come in and probably just smashing. And he was like, man, you can't keep up with these kids now. So deuces to Devonte Parker, what could have been. But I mean, no bad blood, of course. Congratulations on retirement, and I hope that the rest of his life is filled with happiness and joy with his family. So, anyway, that being said, I mean, we got Paris Campbell still, and then we got Anais Smith and Johnny Wilson. I want to call him Johnny Wishbone for some reason. Maybe that'll stick. Johnny Wishbone, too tall Wishbone. And to me, the rookies are the sexy pick at slot. I should say. I mean, it seems to me that wide receiver 3, whether it be back up to the outside or slot, is open for the taking. And the question is, who's going to rise above? Like I said, the sexy pick for me would be that tall kid from Florida State, Johnny Wilson, aka Johnny Wishbone, or Anais Smith as well. I mean, he seems like a smaller receiver, but everybody's got this Debo tag on him, and I've always compared AJ Brown and Debo to be about the same wide receiver. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays. And then, you know, that being said, do you guys think that it's going to be somebody in house that takes that spot, or do we have yet to pick up a guy? There are some names out there, maybe not big names. I mean, you're not looking for a real big name when it gets into the third wide receiver, slot receiver spot. So, a guy like McCole Hardman, a proven veteran and a Super Bowl contender, Super Bowl winner who could come in, and play. I don't know why Kansas City keeps tossing him to the wayside after the memories that they have together. But that's a solid signing right there. And then, of course, there was Michael Thomas. I know he's injured a lot, but he's not going to be playing a lot. I wouldn't be concerned about that until one of our top two go down, and then we got him on the field maybe a little bit too much. Then I would be concerned with him going down at that point. Um, but just popping in at three wide receiver sets, four wide receiver sets, or filling in, for a breather, um, I could totally see that. The guy's still amazingly talented. One of the best wide receivers to ever play the game at one point for the Saints. And then let's see who else we got out there. Hunter Renfro and Randall Cobb are two other names. I know we're talking with Randall Cobb, the uh, journeyman of the group, and the guy's probably like 67 years old at this point. But I mean, he still produces, and with both of these guys, Hunter Renfro and Randall Cobb. I mean, these guys just come down with the ball. They got great hands, use their bodies well, run great routes, and have been able to get paid every year that they've been in the league from one team or another. So these guys can really get out and do that. And from the wide receiver three spot, I can see that being a thing. So there are options out there. Also, we did look at Jakeem Grant. We brought him in, and then of course John Ross was brought in. I'm just not feeling Ross. He's been out too long, and I know they want speed, but I just don't. I don't know what there is to gain there. Obviously, he's been done, but give the guy a shot, whatever. But then Jakeem Grant is interesting because they obviously have already shown interest in him, and now that there's an open spot, if they do sign him, obviously they saw something that they like, so he could be added. Um, but all this being said, too, I think it's worth pointing out that I don't think there's any rush here. We've got guys ready to compete. We got Britton Covey as well that I didn't mention. That at the end of the day, if we don't end up signing somebody from outside, Britton Covey might just be our wide receiver three. And I know there's Eagles fans out there that have been really wanting to see him play something other than kick returner, punt returner. So that might open up his chances. So then like I was saying, there really is no rush here. We got OTAs to go through. We don't necessarily have to go out and get a guy right now. There's going to come a point in August 29th where all teams are going to have to shave down to 53 men on their roster. And when that happens, a lot of good guys are going to get cut. There's going to be a lot of wide receiver heavy teams that have a lot of talent in their wide receiver room. They're going to have to make a tough decision. And when they do, or that maybe they make a wrong decision, the Eagles can be there to swoop up a guy and bring him in and maybe possibly find a gem that way, you know. And then also with that being said, with August 29th, as far as James Bradbury goes, I want to talk about him a little bit. I was thinking about it, and I don't think the Eagles are necessarily in a rush to get rid of James Bradbury either. He's on contract, and when it comes down to a time when these teams come in and look at their 53-man rosters, and possibly even before that, some of these teams are going to be like, man, our cornerback room just doesn't look good. And then, possibly we could work out something where we can actually get something for James Bradbury instead of losing out and ended up being another um, Hassan Reddick situation where we just get basically nothing. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to be our wide receiver three? Who do you think is going to come in? To me, like the best choice, like the best thing we could do is go out and nab a guy like a T. Higgins, a guy that's not happy. I don't know if that's even possible, but the fact that T. Higgins is not happy with his contract and not showing up to OTAs right now tells me that you could just do a jump on that guy. Uh, he would probably be more like a wide receiver two for a team and maybe a little bit more valuable. But man, think about that wide receiver trio. I mean, just unstoppable. That would be my best guess on what we should do. Okay, and then also, I wanted to talk about the OTA watch. So, what positions do you guys think? Hit me in the comments. Let me know about what positions you guys think we should watch during the OTAs, and also what wide receivers you think we should bring in, or which ones we have that are going to step up, rise to the occasion, and take that empty spot. Okay, so that would be one. That wide receiver three would be one that we'd watch in the OTAs. Another one, of course, is going to be who's going to play that off ball linebacker position alongside Devin White. And we brought in a ton of guys. We had a ton of guys. A lot of them are just special teams specialists, but the signing of Zach Bond, who apparently Fangio talked about, and then Oren Burks, as well as drafting Jeremiah Trotter, we've got some guys there that can step into that position. For me, I've thought about it a little bit, and I'd like to do a little bit more research on just the position, but ultimately, I really think that it's going to end up being Oren Burks, because Oren Burks played backup to probably the best linebacker duo in the whole NFL. So the chances of him getting on the field, even if he is really good, was slim to none. I mean, we're talking about both of those guys are top 10 talents in the whole NFL, Greenlaw and Wagner. So, Oren was in a backup capacity, but got to sit back and watch these guys do it on the ultimate stage, been to the Super Bowl, backing those guys up. You know what I'm saying? And just being able to train and spend time and share knowledge with two of the best linebackers in the game, that's going to be invaluable. This guy's going to come in and he's going to prove and show that he has what it takes to stand there in the backfield and fill those shoes for us. I don't think that Nakobe Dean is going to really have a chance here. I feel like, I don't know what's up with Nakobe Dean. He might end up being a backup, I think. I'd love to see him, pan out, but at this point, I just don't believe it. I really have lost faith in Nakobe Dean. Like I said, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys watching that position? Are you even concerned? Who do you guys have playing there? Obviously, it's going to be Devin White, right? So who's playing next to him, right? But anyway, guys, that's all I've got, man. This was a good little video here. I don't remember writing down too much else. Uh, at the right guard position, and also I feel like it's going to be Tyler Steen, um, and I think that is his position to lose. I believe he was brought in, and that was the plan. That's Stout's plan, and that being said, I would imagine that if he gets outplayed, they won't have a problem with switching stuff around. Stout will let you know in a heartbeat if you aren't playing up to snuff and getting it done in his offensive lineman room. So we'll see what Steen does. I have no reason to think that Steen won't perform well. Uh, Lane Johnson's in there still, got his back. They've got some history playing from last year. He comes in and helps Jurgens out, and these guys have been tight for a minute now. It's not like they're just coming in and they've never met each other before, like these new guys and this new rookie Keegan. So I think it's Steen's spot. I imagine to see a lot of him at the right guard position this year. And then, you know, anything else you guys could think of? Any other things that you think I missed? If you like the hat, this is my favorite word font of all of them, man. I miss that. I don't see why we couldn't just keep that. Why does it have to be always something different? The new one is so plain too. I don't really love it. But if you have any other news that I missed, uh, any other wide receivers that you think that we might be able to swoop up on, we'll go kind of CD Lamb maybe. He's all pissed off in Dallas. That might cost a little too much. But just let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the video. It's my third video. I'm still getting new at talking to the camera. It is a little nerve wracking, so hopefully it's not too boring for you guys. And like I said, if you like, subscribe. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up, and stick with me, man. We're gonna try and keep doing this. I love talking Eagles. I live and die football, man, and been a diehard Eagles fan all my life. So hopefully I can bring you guys some good content. All right, peace.